y'all, I want y'all to say, we got to fight back. Okay? So I'm going to start this off. I want to hear how this is going to go. That tell means we got to fight back. That tell means we got to fight back. A little bit fast, a little bit fast. Sound something like this. That tell means we got to fight back. 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 Bright wood means we got to fight back. Bright wood means we got to fight back. Hallville means we got to fight back. Hallville means we got to fight back. Post Road means we got to fight back.
What's going on, everyone? We appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now. This is LaRon Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indy Live, the largest independent source of news for the black community in the state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis. We are downtown in Indianapolis, Indiana, in Monument Circle, where the new Black Panther Party has gathered for a demonstration for justice for Dorian Morrell, Jashawn Reed, Breonna Taylor, and other victims of systematic police brutality and police executions against black people. So right now I'm going to go quiet for a second. I'm going to move in where the leaders from the Black Panther Party have just started the rally.
Between 60 and 90 million Native American people was wiped out in genocide. So we gonna always stand in solidarity with our Native American brothers and sisters. All power to the people. All power to the people. Say all power to the people. All power to the people. Say boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Say boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Let's talk about a little bit of put this in historical context, because all this stuff don't happen in a vacuum. Dorian Morrell didn't get killed in a vacuum. Jashawn Reed didn't get killed in a vacuum. Mikael Rose didn't get killed in a vacuum. When we look at how this society was shaped, it was founded on white supremacy to divide and conquer the people. When we look at 16...
We have right now somebody has been approaching the protest.
Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me.
All right, so we have somebody challenging the protest, but we have well-armed security.
I want everybody put your fist up. That right there represents the power of the people. A lot of us come from many different demographics. No matter if we're black, no matter if we're Native American.
All right, real quick, while I'll give you guys a recap, because I know a lot of people just came in. We're downtown in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is LaRon Anderson with Black Indy Live. We're at the new Black Panthers protest right now. Protesting. Hold on real quick. So, long story short, we have somebody who was antagonizing the protesters and the security guards. They told me before I went live that he was messing with them. We saw that he just right now approached the protesters again.
Against this man. Against this man. Against anybody. Come on.
So I don't want to draw too much attention. I just want to show that people have already been approaching the protest that literally just began a few minutes ago here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Again, it's LaRon Anderson with Black Indy Live. We're at the new Black Panthers protest in downtown Indianapolis, protesting against police brutality in the memory of Dorian Morrell, Breonna Taylor, Jashawn Reed. And as soon as the protest started, we had someone antagonizing, instigating. But as you see, there is well-armed security all over. They quickly separated. So I'm going to get back because I don't want the attention to be shifted too much from what the movement was. I just want to get some footage of this gentleman who had been antagonizing the demonstrators. Let me get back.
They only put 20% in the budget fighting terrorism that goes on in America. From 2008 to 2018, it was 73% of the terrorist acts that happened right here in the United States. Only 23% of the terrorist acts came from international terrorists. So this should go to show us that the problem over here ain't been because the Islamic terrorists has been out here and they want to take your civil rights. They want to take your freedom and democracy, all that. It ain't been that. It's been the white supremacists right here with the hoods on their head. Let's keep it real. You know why they keep their hoods on their head? Because at the end of the day, when they take the hoods off, they go back to being judges. They go back to being prosecutors. They go back to being the pigs. And we're saying no longer are we going to stand for them dividing us. No longer are we going to allow them to divide the people, not only in this country, but around the world. Because neo-colonialism right now, over in Nigeria, they're fighting the same thing we're doing. Police brutality. And we got to stand in solidarity, not only with the people in this country, but the people around the world, because we represent the same class struggle. As Fred Hampton said, all power to the people. I said all power to the people.
All power to the people.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
So throw up your fist one more time. That right there is your uniform. That's your uniform. When the pigs respect their uniform, we have to start to respect our uniform as the people. No matter what color your fist is, no matter what your nationality is, your fist represents, but that represents the power of the people, and we stand in solidarity. All power to the people.
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 Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
The next person I would like to come up and speak.
Don't none of my people engage him at all. None of my people touch him. Don't go near him. Do not touch him. Don't say shit to him. None of the people in this protest don't talk to that motherfucker.
Now, he was sitting here to distract, but we ain't gonna be distracted by any big agents that come out here to disrupt our peaceful protest. So I want to speak to this. The next person that I want to bring up here to speak is Dorian Morel Custer. He was killed down here May 31st in a peaceful protest where he was shot by a sniper bullet. I'm going to let his cousin come up here and explain to you the details why this contradicts the narrative that the pigs is putting out in the media about his cousin. So with that said, I'm going to bring up Corey, and I'm going to Corey explain what happened to his cousin. All power to the people.
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 Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the
Say
ground.
boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
First off, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Dorian was killed doing the same thing that we're doing right here, right now. There are amendments that we have, first and second, that we try to use to have protection while we out here. But as you see, the asshole that they send over here to try to disrupt and become a threat, it's growing every day.
No, it was a show.
Dorian was in a crowd of protesters when he was shot. They say that Tyler Newby did it, but I have evidence that says that he didn't. I have evidence to show that parking garage right there that stands right above where Dorian was shot. There was white supremacist group, also a police officer's car that was loading guns and putting up posts on their building before Dorian was shot earlier that day. I brought that evidence to prosecutors, and prosecutors did not investigate. Why is that? Now, I also have other evidence, there's video evidence that shows and that says that there's shooters coming from a building. I also have other video evidence that shows a police officer that's standing right there in front of that Chase Bank, which is only 50 feet away from Dorian got shot. So why was there not a report, or how is there a shooter in an altercation and no one sees it? These are things that they do, that they're doing against the community, trying to keep us suppressed. They don't care about us. They sit here and they want to act like they do, but they really don't. This so-called shooter, Tyler Newby, was given a bond on murder. Can anyone tell me before that, when did that ever happen in the state of Indiana? Also, a lot of people may not know, but Tyler Newby's father is a police officer. They have never explained the special circumstances that they say that were there and present to even give him a bond on a murder charge. So tell me this, how does he get a bond? Now, you see the threat that he just you know, and I'm trying to address and get present and get on the floor for Senate. We need more protection while we're out here. The threats like that, if we can neutralize those threats, we have to have protection when we want to use our First Amendment rights. There's a lot of things they don't want you to know. I want everybody to do the research. If you can follow the Rainbow Coalition Indy page, we send a lot of information out through that. There's also some other police shootings. There's other victims, not only of Dorian Morrell.
I'm going to recap in just a second.
Anybody that may have any information that was there the night of those protests when Dorian got shot, can you please get in contact with us? We're trying to get as much information as we can so we can get the correct information out. They wanted to demonize the character of Dorian. They weren't able to do that. They're trying to sweep it under the rug, and we're going to make sure they're not able to do that also. I just want to thank everybody for coming out and staying in solidarity with us to try to help get this out. If you can share this, whatever media outlets that may be out here, if you can push it forward so we can get the correct information out. There's an email I want to give you guys. It's justicefordorian@gmail.com. Also, the information to be sent out through the Rainbow Coalition Indy page. I want to thank you all.
All right, let me give a quick recap for everybody who's just joining in. This is LaRon Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indy Live News, the largest independent source of news for the black community in the state of Indiana. Right now, we're in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, at a demonstration that's being thrown by the Rainbow Coalition Indianapolis and the new Black Panthers. Now, this is a demonstration regarding specifically the murder of Dorian Morrell. He was gunned down almost really in this very spot here on the 2 nights of the Indianapolis uprisings and riots that happened. Now, initially someone was detained for this murder, but Tyler Newby, the suspect, was eventually released on bail. And now the cousin of Dorian Morrell just spoke at this demonstration right now, and he says that he believes there is a conspiracy with a possible sniper and the IMPD, and that they have been covering up the murder of teenage Dorian Morrell, who was gunned down here in downtown Indianapolis. So this demonstration is also for Deshaun Reed, for Breonna Taylor, for all victims of police brutality, systemic racism, and police executions against black people. So as soon as this started, basically, we saw there were some people antagonizing the crowd, and it looks like there may be some more right now. I'm not sure, but the Rainbow Coalition Indianapolis, even though this is a new Black Panther organization, they have been joined by other ethnic groups. We have some groups of Native Americans here as well, other faiths, and people who share common goals, fighting against white supremacy here. So right now, it looks like this demonstration is on the move. Again, we're in downtown Indianapolis. I'm not doing a good job of reading the comments at all, but I thank you guys for tuning in. So we're going to follow right now as the demonstration moves off the downtown Indianapolis circle. If you're watching, feel free to let us know in the comments where you're watching from. In fact, I absolutely encourage you all to let us know where you're watching from in the comments. And when the glare isn't as bad, I may get to read the screen some more. Also, because I haven't done this yet, can we get a quick like spike? And that's when you smash the like button and the love button very fastly, if that's a word, for about 35 seconds. And then at the very end, you follow it up with a share. So like, love, show some support. We thank you all for tuning in with Black Indy Live. So as you can see, I'm going to get on the street so I can get some good shots. Not too long after this demonstration began, there was a man who looked drunk, antagonizing and walking up on the protest. Now we have some people with Trump flags, looks like, driving through, perhaps. So people are aware that the Rainbow Coalition and the new Black Panthers, see, that's an interesting stat, the Trump flag right there superimposed with the black national flag. So I don't know if these people are just taking, strolls around Indianapolis. But, I almost tripped. But they are down here. Yes, I'm sure there's police and undercovers and people antagonizing, all types of that. Hey, everybody in the comments. This is LaRon Anderson. I love chatting with y'all in the comments, but I can't really see because of the glare. And there's a lot going on. So if I am not interacting with your comments in a way you've been accustomed to on these Black Indy live streams, I apologize. And if you just saw me trip almost, you might know why. Also, I'm behind everybody. I'm trying to get back in front. Oh, and also if I'm breathing really hard, you know how that goes. Let me know in the chat. Say you sound like Darth Vader, and I'll remember to breathe away from the phone. And again, let us know where you're watching from. I see like 2 comments at a time, so I may shout out people, but I'm gonna try to catch up. Also, if you support independent Black media, please consider supporting Black Indy Live by following the pinned comment at the bottom of the chat. You can also become a supporter through Facebook by hitting that little banner with the heart in it. It's just $4.99 a month. And even the smallest donation helps keep Black Indy Live 100% community funded and giving independent news. So we're following this protest or this demonstration that left from the circle. Right now we're heading north on Meridian Street, probably the busiest street in the state of Indiana. We haven't seen too many traffic incidents, excuse me. Everything's smooth at this moment, but if you've watched these Black Indy Live streams, you know that can change very quickly. So I'm going to continue to try to move up, because right now I'm mainly around the security area. We're going to get closer to the main demonstration. I appreciate everybody watching right now and sharing the places they're watching from, which I can't see, but shout out to you putting where you live in the chat. Also, shout out to everybody watching from any of the groups. We got Protest POV, Protest live streams. Anybody watching on Twitch, Woke Twitch. Shout out to our multi-stream, restream viewers. If you get a chance, visit the Black Indy Live page and join us in the comment section sometimes, because I can't see your comments if you're watching from anywhere outside of Facebook. And I would love to shout out where you're watching from. So again, Indianapolis has been one of the epicenters for social justice movements. Shortly before the murder of George Floyd, we actually had a very highly publicized police execution. That was the killing of Rashawn Reed. And then once George Floyd was murdered, it set off protests and riots and uprisings across the country. And Indianapolis was one of the cities where we had 2 nights of uprisings. You can find those videos on our Black Indy Live page. During those nights of demonstrations, a teenager, Dorian Morrell, was gunned down on the Indianapolis Circle, which is just where we left from. And right now, the family of Dorian Morrell, the Indianapolis New Black Panthers, and the Indy Rainbow Coalition, and other people with knowledge of the situation have reason to believe that there is possibly a police cover-up going on with the IMPD, possible white supremacist militias and snipers who were downtown Indianapolis on those 2 nights, and people who are working together to possibly cover up who actually shot and killed 18-year-old Dorian Morrell. Now, besides that, Rashawn Reed, George Floyd, of course, the Breonna Taylor movement going just a few hours south from here in Louisville. Here at Black Indy Live, we think it's very important to give on-ground independent journalism and live streams from many of these demonstrations. We broadcasted from Minneapolis. I was up in Kenosha live streaming the day of the Kyle Rittenhouse massacre. I've been in Louisville several times. Of course, we report from our home city here in Indianapolis. We will continue. So as I catch up to the main group of the protest, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Give us a like and a share if you haven't already. So as you see, this demonstration has gone from the Downtown Indianapolis Circle to the memorial, the mall here. There's been no incidents as far as traffic or anything like that. We did have a gentleman initially, kind of belligerent. He approached the group. He was quickly taken care of. I haven't seen any other incidents. In Indianapolis, if you don't know, we've had a couple incidents of protesters being struck by vehicles during these demonstrations. Some of that video is on Black Indy Live as well. So I'm trying to keep the camera on a swivel. So as the group approaches the mall, looks like the security is coming in. If you want more information on the continuing demonstrations that will be going on in Indianapolis, please contact Black Indy Live, contact Kwame Shakur for the new Black Panthers, or you can contact the Rainbow Coalition Indianapolis, because there will be continuous protests and demonstrations until we receive justice here. It looks like, again, we have some Native American indigenous brothers and sisters who have joined us. The Rainbow Coalition welcomes all races.
We about to conclude by several more speakers that's gonna come up. The next speaker is D. Ross. A lot of y'all know about him. He do a lot of community work out there on Post Road. You know, and his brother was killed by a year ago. So we brought him to speak, and he's also gonna be helping us try to get a bill passed down here in honor of Grace Dorian Morrell. So he's coming up here to speak. I want everybody to give him a round of applause. Full street.
All street.
Full street.
All street.
So my name is D. Ross. I am the founder and CEO of the Ross Foundation, a grassroots organization on the east side of Indianapolis. Last year, my brother was killed by law enforcement. He was left for dead for an hour. The SWAT team was called on him from a traffic stop, and they chased him 2 blocks down, and he wrecked his car. And they didn't call the EMT. They didn't call anyone but the SWAT team. They treated him like a terrorist, like he was a threat. And my brother had just came home from an 18-year bid. And so he was scared and terrified when he saw law enforcement get behind him for failing to stop at a traffic stop. They say he was on a high-speed chase, but he was never on a high-speed chase. 2 blocks cannot equate to a high-speed chase. You cannot accelerate that fast to a high-speed chase. And so when
See, security has a tight perimeter around the whole area, Right now we have D. Ross, former Indianapolis City Council candidate, speaking right now.
Which suffocated him and killed him. The EMT, when they finally arrived, they said he should have lived, that they was notified and called sooner. He was left out there to die for an hour. And that's just my brother, his name is Dennis Thomas. And remember his name. Another person I want to talk about is Deshaun Downey. He was born and raised on 42nd and Post Road, like a big brother to me. He was gunned down, shot 12 times by law enforcement last year. 2 months right before my brother died. And him and my brother were good friends. They grew up together. He was gunned down off of 42nd and Franklin Road, between 42nd and Post and Franklin Road. They said he had a gun on him and pointed it on them, but that was never the case. The only gun that was found on him was on the driver's side. He was on the passenger side. And the gun, when they recovered it, was on the driver's side, 15 feet away from the car. And he was pointing the gun and he was killed in point blank. That gun would have fell right below him on the passenger side. It would have never been found all the way on the driver's side. And so, we want justice for Deshaun Downey. We want justice for Dennis Thomas. Say his name, Dennis Thomas. Say his name, Dennis Thomas. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. We want justice for Deshaun Downey. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Another thing I want to talk about before I get off is we have to start going for self. We have enough resources and services in our own community to start our own society, to get our own land, to buy our own businesses. We have to start mobilizing our own resources and coming together and unifying. There's land for sale right now outside of Indianapolis. You can purchase 50 acres in Indiana for $200,000. 50 acres is enough to build our own freaking town. We don't have to keep begging for handouts, for funds from the government, from 2 political parties who have failed us over and over again in the leadership department. They have shown that they have neglected certain communities for years and years. I ran for City County Council, so I know how that neglect feels. I grew up, born and raised on 42nd and Post. I know what that neglect feels like. We don't have a grocery store over there. We don't have a library over there. We don't have any public schools over there. But we don't have any resources and services. But all they want to do is condemn us and talking about black-on-black crime. Ain't no such thing as black-on-black crime. And until we get to the root causes of why people got to do what they got to do to survive, we in survival mode. But it's time to take our community and put us in a position to thrive. Forget surviving. And we got to eliminate every systemic barrier so we can focus on self and start building for self and start owning everything we touch. Thank you.
Thank you, D. Ross. I want everybody to say, we got to fight back over Dennis Thomas. Dennis Thomas means we got to fight back. 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 Deshaun Downey means we got to fight back. Deshaun Downey means we got to fight back. Deshaun Downey means we got to fight back. 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 We're boots on the ground.
So again, for everybody who may just be tuning in, this is Lorraine Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indie Live. We're here in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, at the demonstration that's being put on by the new Black Panthers and the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition. A demonstration for specifically teenager Dorian Morrell, who was gunned down here during the 2 nights of the Indianapolis uprisings. We have some information that's been put out where people believe that there is possibly a cover-up going on that involves law enforcement and a possible white supremacist militia who had snipers here during those nights. This is also a demonstration for other victims of police brutality and systemic racism. including Breonna Taylor, Deshaun Reed, George Floyd, and others throughout the years. We started downtown at the Indianapolis Circle. We just moved in. Right now at the Memorial Mall, we have some speakers. We just had D. Ross, former city council candidate, speak. We had the cousin of Dorian Morrell speaking right now. Kwame Shakur, the leader of the new Black Panthers, is speaking. So I've been quiet as I've been trying to let the message get out. So I'm going to move back in. We appreciate everybody tuning in, letting us know where you're watching from. I saw Memphis, I think, and I saw South Carolina. So when I get a chance to read some more of you guys, I'll shout it out. So again, let me get back in there.
We have to understand what that means. At this time in history, we have to see the leadership in ourselves. We don't have Martin Luther King no more. We don't have Malcolm X out here no more. We don't have Huey P. Newton out here no more. We don't have Fred Hampton out here no more. We are the descendants of these great people. The difference between them and us, they took their convictions and put boots on the ground. All power to the people.
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 Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
It was a Lutheran pastor over there in Nazi Germany during the time of the concentration camps and the Nazis trying to carry out their final solution. He once said they first came for the communists. I didn't say nothing because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the socialists. I didn't say nothing because I wasn't socialist. Then they came for the labor union. I didn't say nothing because I wasn't a labor union. Then they came for the Jews. He didn't say nothing because he wasn't a Jew. Then they came for him, and then there was nobody left to speak for him. That's Martin Luther. This is a lesson in history that we need to pay attention to, because we know after this election, this country is going to be very different. We've already seen these white supremacists say, if Donald Fascist Trump don't get back in there, that they're going to initiate a civil war. So this is a time in history that the people that you see out here, all the different nationalities, ethnic groups standing in solidarity again with each other. We are going to be our own salvation. So when we talk about in the Rainbow Coalition that we fight to continue the legacy of the Black Panther Party, because if you didn't know about the Rainbow Coalition started in 1969 with Fred Hampton, one of our greatest leaders, the original Black Panther Party leader that got assassinated 51 years ago, this December 4th coming up. He brought together the young patriots, he brought together the young lords, and then from there, a lot of the other organizations like American Indian Movement and all the other ethnic groups came together and stood in solidarity. They assassinated each other because they don't never want the people to come together. Because once the people recognize their real strength, we not outnumbered. We are unorganized. That's the difference. So when we come together, put up your fist one more time. I want to reiterate this. All the people out here form different demographics. But at the end of the day, we have more in common than we have that separate us. Yeah. We might have differences, but like Malcolm X said, we can talk about that behind the closed doors and work together. Yeah. Absolutely. Even our politics. I'm a black revolutionary. I'm a revolutionary that thinks like the original Black Panther Party. At the end of the day, we need a social system that is about the people. Not a capitalist imperialist system that divides the people and use you for your labor day in and day out. This economy over here is $1 trillion country. How much of this does it affect our lives when we still in poverty every day? So we got to start to recognize that we don't need slave masters no more. All power to the people. All power to the people. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
We need to start to recognize we in the modern day form of slavery, and that the slaves on the plantation, and we saying we going to the master house, and we saying we come to get what we were supposed to get in the first place. All power to the people.
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 Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
All power to the people.
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 Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
I'm the director of the American Indian Movement for the states of Indiana and Kentucky. 500 years ago, actually real quick, I'm going to be speaking pretty quick because I want my time to go to our elder, John Hodges. 500 years ago, two Spanish galleons rolled up to the Sea of Cortez, my tribal land. 400 years ago, a pirate ship by the name of the White Lion arrived outside of Virginia with 20 plus people that were later sold into slavery. We've had 500 years of oppression. We've had 500 years of them taking our women and our children, our culture, our language, everything we have. It's not going to keep going. Not another century, not another year, not another month, not another day. It is now.
Yeah, say that. That's it.
We got to recognize your brother. And your brother ain't in Louisville. That ain't Daniel Cameron is not our brother.
Say that.
Just like Frank Porro up in Minnesota supporting the police. That is not our brother either.
That ain't our brother. Yeah.
Your brother, and most importantly, your sister, is standing right next to you right now. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
I want to introduce my elder, John Hodges.
My name is John Hubbard. My Lakota name is Bro. I'm from Standing Rock. And if you remember what happened to Standing Rock a few years ago, these people, these Washichus, have managed to turn the whole country into Standing Rock. AIM was started with the help of the Black Panthers. Because people in Minnesota and Minneapolis, Indian people were getting beat to death. So we took a cue, and they helped us start AIM. And we started taking police scanners and following the cops around to make sure they didn't kill our people. Well, today, that same group has decided to work with the Minneapolis police. Lance and I have taken our chapter out of the Grand Governing Council because those pigs that beat my teeth in as a youngster are not getting my support or the support of our people. We stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. We stand in solidarity with La Raza. I'm from Louisville. I live there now. We have had 3 people killed. Breonna Taylor, please say her name. David McAtee, please say his name. Tyler Gert, please say his name. We stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters. Fred Hampton was a great man. He was assassinated by the FBI and the Chicago police. Don't think these people are your friends because they play basketball with you and they may kneel and pray with you. When their shift comes on, they're putting on that uniform and they're going to gas and beat your ass. So stand up for your brothers and sisters. Aho, Mitakeyasin. We got to fight back.
Again, y'all, I'm Ryan Anderson, Black and Live here at Downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, at a demonstration that's being held by the Rainbow Coalition Indianapolis and the new Black Panther Party. And members of Dorian Morrell, Breonna Taylor, Jashawn Reed, and all victims of police brutality and systemic racism in America. So right now we just had a couple members from the Native American Party speak. The Rainbow Coalition is specifically called that because it's made up of all colors and creeds of people back from the time of the original Black Party and the original Rainbow Coalition. I haven't been able to see you guys' comments, but I saw Topeka, Kansas in here. I saw St. Louis. Shout out to Naptown. Please still let us know where you're watching from in the chat. But I cannot see because of the glare. But let me get back in so we can finish this up.
The Native American movement still in there.
two other gentlemen that basically all they did was took a taxi cab on a joyride. The police caught them. The judge saw them come through the court, said we're going to have a centennial day, meaning I'm going to give these boys 100 years. He did. He gave all three of them 100 years apiece. And when I began to learn more about it, I said, isn't that a travesty? I told my cousin Michael, I'm going to help you and I'm going to let it be made known. I'm going to write a book called The Travesty of Injustice. I used my retirement money to write this book, so there's not a lot of copies. But I believe with you all standing with us, I'm not asking you for no money because we've done that. We've hired, his family has hired plenty of lawyers, and the lawyers took the money. Sorry, enough of that. We got to stand together for these people who have no voice in the prison. And again, if you all will stand with me whenever you hear anything about the Indy 3, please come together with me. I'm trying to get their information out there. I'm trying to get the community to know who they are. I've contacted big name people. I've contacted the news media. Nobody really cares. You know why? They were convicted and sentenced. Just like the Central Park 5. The people wanted him executed. They were innocent. And nobody knew about it till somebody stood up and found out, yes, they were innocent. They did not break that lady. Also, what's his name? Reuben Hurricane Carter. He would have died in prison had he not gotten his book written and somebody stood up for him. He was able to come out of prison a free man. Just like I believe the Indy 3 will be free. Stand with me. Thank you so much for coming.
I want you all to say, we got to fight back.
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 Michael Lane means.
We got to fight back.
Michael Lane means.
We got to fight back.
Michael Lane means.
We got to fight back.
We're boots on the ground.
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 All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Billy Allen's sister was supposed to be here today. That Allen. Her brother's been on death row in the federal death row prison system for over 20 years for something you do. Then that evidence proves he didn't even do what he's on death row for. So, I want to speak a little bit about the death row situation since he couldn't make up here from St. Louis. You have started seeing this sister up here, coming up here and standing in solidarity with us. The federal death row situation, this fascist neo-Nazi in the White House has restarted killing people on death row, on the federal death row level. People weren't even done. I think the last person was Timothy McVeigh, 2003. He's already killed 7 people on federal death row, and it's only like 50 people that's on federal death row.
And they're killing them in Indiana.
And they're killing them right here in Terre Haute. So us, all the people here in Indianapolis, Indiana, we have to stand in solidarity with this movement because this is also a form of genocide. A lot of the people that's on federal death row are black people. You don't have a whole lot of white people on there. Just like over 1,000 of us is killed every year, but less than 1% is ever found guilty when it comes to the pigs. Less than 1%. If we do half the stuff they do, we'll be under the jail. I did 18 years in prison and they killed nobody. But still was in there, and when I got in there first 20 months in prison, they killed brother named Theodore and McGee. None of those officers in there got any criminal prosecution against them. So the system is rigged against us. This is why, again, when we talk about black liberation must lead to human liberation, we talk about we need a new system. Because for 400 years, we've still been dealing with the same shit. And it's time for us to start standing together in solidarity. All pride to the people.
All power to the people.
All pride to the people.
All power to the people.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
All power to the people.
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 Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
The next speaker I'm going to bring up here is with IDOC Watch Crick. Is a comrade that's been in the movement with me for a long time, shutting down the streets. He's going to talk a little bit more about the prison situation. Because we got to see that what's happening on the streets is actually happening in prison too. The mass incarceration is a flip side of that genocide. So we have to see these things as interconnected. That's why we have to stand in solidarity with various movements. All power to the people.
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 Boots on the
Boots on the ground.
Sorry about that. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the chapter coordinator for IDOC Watch in Indianapolis. And I specifically wanted to talk about the prison situation right now, specifically about COVID-19. Because the COVID pandemic right now is still strong out here, but even stronger in the prison. Earlier this year, saw a bunch of major outbreaks at several of the state's prisons. In the last 2 weeks, we've gotten word that we've had outbreaks at Indiana Women's Prison, Wabash Valley, Pendleton, Westville, Newcastle, and Miami. All of these prisons have been on lockdown. The prisons are crowded, they're unsanitary, and it allows the virus to spread like wildfire through the prison population. And these prisoners weren't sentenced to death. That's a sentence that shouldn't exist at all, but these people weren't sentenced to death. But many are inside there on drug charges, technical parole violation, but have a year left on their sentence, and they're still essentially being sentenced to death anyway. These aren't capital crimes. This all amounts to the prison, along with the ICE facilities around the state and around the country, as death camps. They are death camps. And as a result, IDOC Watch has a list of demands to be carried out immediately in the face of this pandemic. 1, close the ICE concentration camps immediately. Release all the elderly prisoners and those with terminal illnesses immediately. Release all the prisoners held on technical parole immediately. Decriminalize marijuana and retroactively release everyone held on a marijuana-related offense immediately. Release all the women incarcerated in crimes of self-defense, and release all the women railroaded and accomplices for crimes committed by their partners immediately. And release everyone that would be out now for serving additional time for their facility's disciplinary board hearing. Immediately. Thank y'all.
I want to talk about a few people that's personally close to me that's in prison. Like I said, I did 18 years in prison. Came across a lot of good people in there. Changed my ways. We been thinking about a lot of the contradictions in our society. Like I always use the metaphor, who was the biggest problem? The doctor or prison style? A lot of the people that's in prison were socially statistics.
Sorry,
They say racism is a byproduct of capitalism. And if we think about it, absolutely, a stamp of the land over here and the use and free labor of the slaves and commit genocide against the indigenous people, this was the way to build up white supremacist wealth. White supremacist wealth. So when people were trying to fight for assimilating into the system, you was assimilating the system that was going to try to put you in a situation where you're fighting to be equal for white supremacy. What does that mean? That is a contradiction in itself. We should be fighting to be equal with white supremacy. White supremacy has been killing the people across the globe. In every continent, the United States, look at the Afghanistan war.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I'm plugging in my battery pack. That's why I'm doing a shaky cam right now. This is Ryan Arizona Black and Live. We're downtown in Indianapolis, Indiana. A demonstration is being held by the new Black Panther Party and the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition. This demonstration began at the downtown circle. It moved here to the Memorial Mall. We have several speakers from the IDOC Watch to the Native American Coalition to the new Black Panther Party. Right now, if you're interested in being involved with the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition or getting more information, you can go ahead and message Black and Live or check out Kwame Shakur on Facebook. Also check out the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition and the Indianapolis New Black Panthers.
Black and brown women have been coming up missing in the United States for a long time. We know human trafficking, sex trafficking, organ trafficking is a major problem. Since 2008, we have 64,000 black women and children missing today. This is the price. If this was the white women that were just coming out missing around the country, they'd be kicking up down every door. This ain't to create a racial situation, because at the end of the day, we say we stand with the people, regardless of their ethnicity. But we have to recognize particular contradictions that exist within just different demographics that affect us more than other people. So I want Patrice Overstreet to come up and speak about our sister Tanya Taylor. She's been missing since February the 6th. And I want her to educate y'all a little bit about the human trafficking. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All power to the people. Boots on the ground.
Hello? Okay, sorry. My first time was here. And I can tell by my husband, it's not his first time. Yeah, so I made my husband. February 6th, my sister came up missing. We found her car actually abandoned, running with the driver's side car, door open, and her cell phone on the ground on the railroad track in Florida. Ohio has not been seen since. We have had no extra, no police, no nothing. We're no closer to finding her than we were the day she went missing. I is 28 years old, has no kids, was in school, she had a full life to live. The place where her car was found is a place, like I said, Trapping the Road, which is a very busy highway in France City, Florida. You can go there at 1 o'clock in the morning and you can see 20, 30, 40 cars passing by. No one's called to get any information about my sister. My sister. Y'all remember that. My sister. Her name is Kaya Taylor. I don't have a shirt on right now, but we do have findingkaya@gmail.com, Finding Kaya on Facebook, and Finding Kaya on Twitter. That's T-I-E-H-A. Kaya Taylor.
Just to tell a couple of statistics about human trafficking. Georgia is the #1 state of human trafficking. Down in Florida, Florida is the third biggest state of human trafficking. You can put a lot of these corporations together, and they still don't amount to the billions of dollars that come from sex trafficking that's affecting our black and brown women. I feel like from being down there in Florida, fighting in behalf of my wife, I feel like the system is also involved in that. Because a lot of the stuff that's going on down there is going unreported. And a lot of the situation with our sister, they didn't even start paying attention until we started shutting down the streets down there. Now they want to talk. Now they want to listen. Because when you have the power of the people, when you're united, put your fist up again. As one voice. No matter if you're talking about pigs killing us on the street. No matter if you're talking about the pigs in the state killing us on death row. No matter if you're talking about the pigs oppressing the Native American community. No matter if you're talking about the pigs committing mass genocide against our community from all the way from the slave patrol to the police patrol today. These are modern day links. But when the people come together, we have that outmatched power to divide black and white people. They wanted to divide women and men. They wanted to divide nationality. They don't want us to stand with our brothers that's in these concentration camps right now. The Latino brothers and sisters that Donald Trump has been put in there with our kids in there. This is the type of stuff that was going on in Nazi Germany. I was telling people a couple years ago, this is the same fascist president that wants to put the same, the demographics that's out here today, want to put us in there. They just started off with the Latinos. Who's next? They're killing us out in the streets. They just started increasing this mass incarceration on us and have justification like they're doing with some of these peaceful protests by locking some of these people up in indefinite detentions right now. We saw that in Portland. So we need to start to pay attention to that unless we come together. Again, we're not outnumbered. We just unorganized. All power to the people. 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 Say boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. The next speaker I want to come up here is a veteran that a lot of y'all probably even heard of a lot in this city. I'm proud to call him a comrade. He was out there when we were standing on the street down there in 62nd and Michigan Road. His brother been in the fight for a long time. One of the original Panthers that was here in Indianapolis before there was any Panthers that was out here setting down the street. So I want to bring up Dabu, and he's going to speak to give us a couple words. Everybody give him a round of applause. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Look, I'm 71 years old. I can move. I don't see nobody out here though. So when I say boots on the ground, I want some boots on the ground. 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 71 years old, decorated vet in the Vietnam War. One thing that I noticed about war in Vietnam, we could be standing around just like this, drinking a beer, firing up a gun. Yeah, we done that. And a war going on around. The only difference that I see in this situation, I still see a war, but the people are not a war, they're still in a war. This is the reason why we got these brothers here, because you can't go to a gunfight with a practice. You got to have some people that is willing to protect. There was a client that came up here earlier. He was drunk. I don't care if he was drunk or not. If he's a threat, then the threat needs to be neutralized. I'm a boy. Eliminate. That's the same word. The same meaning with a different word. Yeah, we're talking the same language. If somebody comes up here and threatens somebody, we ain't trying to have a conversation with them. We neutralize it. I'm a man. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So this serious business. How serious it is? George Booker was interviewing a woman from Indiana who wants to be the next person on the Supreme Court of the United States. He asked her, if Donald Trump is defeated in the election, 45, will you say that he ought to move out of the White House peacefully? You want to be on
peacefully. They shouldn't go non-violently. They're telling you to get ready for a fight. And if he's not supposed to go non-violently, he already told the people, stand by. Get ready. If they beat me, I ain't going. That is tyranny. Do y'all understand what tyranny is? Tyranny is the government being able to do something in a citizen. You can't go down on the circle and beat your wife, your daughter, or some lady with a stick and get away with it. Supposed to be the police defending people and somebody gets shot down and you arrest somebody and there's not supposed to be a violent matter and he gets out. That's tyranny. Jefferson said that if the government becomes tyrannical, then you have the right. No, you got the duty to overthrow that government by any means necessary. That means if the government is tyrannical, anything that you do to make the government feel democracy, you have the right to do it because the power comes from the people.
All power to 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 the people.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
So the people, us as the people, is having the courage to exercise our power. We can't be afraid to exercise our power. If we are afraid to exercise our power, then you might as well go on and organize a parade, go out to Crown Hill, and hope that there's enough homes for everybody to get in. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I didn't fight for the country to be like that. So I'm saying, my brother Lord said that. But the fear of Fred Hampton was that he was able to organize, right? Indian, but he was able to get around. The gang members, he was able to get around. That's the reason why he called it the rainbow. Because we were there. And see, that's what the country is company, that's what they're afraid of. If white, black, dudes, Gentiles get together and say enough, it'll be enough.
Let me see y'all fist.
It'll be enough. So we got to get together. And we got to take America back. Yeah, there's a passing government in the White House. And Big Rock, don't go nowhere, because I got something for you. Big Rock, don't go nowhere. See, because when you talk about the independence here in Indianapolis, which is what we need to do, we need a government that is responsive to the people, for the people, and by the people. When he tried to do that, the Democratic Party said, oh no, we can't have you moving the people. He said, fuck you, I'll do it independently. We got to have the same audacity. All right? You pulling on my coat? They blowing at me. But let me say this. If we stand together and quit pulling apart, but push together,
All power to the people.
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 We got to fight back.
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 We're boots on the ground.
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 We're about to wrap it up. We only have a few more speakers to bear with us. I want to bring Corey back up, and also with his grandmother, Corey, Victoria Morrell's grandmother. She's going to come up here.
All right, another quick recap for anybody just tuning in. This is Ryan Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indy Live, the largest source of independent news for the black community in the state of Indiana. We are downtown Indianapolis at a demonstration that's being thrown by the new Black Panther Party and the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition. We've had several speakers here, Native Americans, criminal justice reform advocates, the Black Panther Party. We just had the elder Moses Jabu, former leader of the original Indiana Black Panther Party. This is wrapping up, so let me get back in there. I appreciate everybody who's been watching and tuning in. Please like and share this video. Continue following Black Indy Live for the latest updates.
This bill that we want is called DMV 47, which is the right and protection for everyone to basically have a peaceful protest. We got a draft that we're working on. We have a final draft that's going to be submitted to some senators for legislation. We're working on getting that through. There's a bunch of legal tape we're working through, but I want everybody to know that. Also, if you guys have it, you can text the word, it's hashtag revolution to 31996. We do a lot of communicating through that. We send a lot of information through that. You guys, you can actually respond to that if you really want to. So there's a couple ways we can communicate with you. I'm going to bring Dorian's grandmother aboard just to kind of give some words, just kind of speak on the life of Dorian, just kind of give you guys some insight, some background on him. Because the media did try to twist and demonize his character, but we want to try to get that straight and get the truth out about everything.
I want to thank everyone for your love and support from my daughter, my family as a whole. We just want to tell everybody thank you. It's been a really tough 6 months for us, but we've always been fighters. We never sat down. And as his grandmother, until my dying day, I'm going to fight until my grandson gets justice. And whatever it takes, I'm going for it. I just want to let everybody know, real quick, I'm not going to hold you long, that Dorian was an awesome kid. Yeah, you hear a lot of people say that about their kids. Yeah, you know, he gave us little issues every now and then, but he was raised up as a good boy, a respectful boy. Work hard. He was raised to respect others, and his life was taken so quick. He had just had been 18 a couple of months before his life was taken. I truly believe that it's a lot being covered up right now, and there's nothing that's going to shift my heart from that, because I know that's what it is. But everything must come out in the light. What you do in the dark comes out in the light. And so I thank God for allowing favor to be on our side these past couple of months. I want to thank God for my brother, CG. God bless you. This man moved his sleep trying to take care of things for my grandson. Even when we're weak, he calls me, keeps me strong, keeps me pushing, you know, and I pray that the Lord send us angels to help us, and he sends us all these angels. I love y'all. I love all of y'all so much. I just don't know the blessings that y'all are to my family. But Dorian was an amazing kid. He was like any other teenager. You know, I told him now he wasn't in the street, he wasn't in no game. He worked hard, had his own place, and ain't no problem with 18-year-olds that hold their own at that young age. He has a daughter on the way. Today is her baby shower, and if she's watching, I just want to say we love you. We love you so much, and we're holding it down for you, baby girl. But with all of us standing here right now, we got to start fighting back. We got to show them the power that we have, the power that lives within us. If we start activating it, just like a credit card, it ain't going to work if you don't activate it, right? Same thing. We gotta start educating our power within us to show them that we're not scared of them. We're not scared of them, and we're not gonna just keep taking our loved ones and our babies away and us sit back and not do nothing. Because every time you look up, you're gonna see this red-haired dread girl in front of that camera. You're gonna see her fight. When I was in the world and in the streets, I didn't lose a fight. So I'm not getting ready to start now. But power to the people.
Power to the people.
Joy and morale.
Joy and morale.
Joy and morale.
Joy and morale.
God bless you.
We got to fight back.
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 We boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
We boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
We boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
We boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
All power to the people.
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 I got one last speaker that's gonna say a few words real quick, so bear with it. Acknowledge big comrade of mine being one of the biggest blessings that comes in my way. You know, he's a brother that's been out here doing a whole lot of hard work in the community, standing in solidarity with me, Rainbow Coalition, from a couple months now that we've been really messing out here, and I feel like this brother right here, the security that he's provided for y'all, this is for y'all protection and safety. We don't want no more joy and morale, and we're not going to allow it. We say we're going to stand in solidarity, and we're going to always defend ourselves against white supremacy aggression. All power to the people.
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 Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
How y'all doing? Brother Knowledge, chairman of the Black Panther Party here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I really don't talk too much, but you know, the people, they fed up. They're tired. Y'all tired. You know, I'm really tired of it. The main reason this party got started because of Deshaun Reed, what happened to him. Got sick and tired of it. So my message is to all the government officials, all the police departments, and whoever, you know, the agents that have slipped in here, this mainly for y'all too. There won't be any killing without killing. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So if you start killing, come on, kill one of us, you know, it's consequences. You know, we ain't out here for nothing. A lot of ex-militaries with us and all that. So, you know, you got to be prepared to fight, stand up for something. You'll fall for anything. You know, like you said, this white supremacy that took over the whole United States. As you see, Donald Trump and other fascist people, you know, in these government, in these positions, politicians or whoever, they do what they please. Police covers up, all that. You know, the boy got killed, and they don't know who killed him, whether it was the police or the boy that got out on bond. So, you know, we just really tired of it. So you're going to see us a lot here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that's basically it. Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
We got to fight back.
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 We're boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground. With boots on the ground.
We're boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
We're boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground.
Now tell me.
We got to fight back.
Now tell me.
We got to fight
Now
back.
tell me.
We got to fight back.
Now tell me.
We got to fight back.
Pray for me.
We got to fight back.
Pray for me.
We got to fight back.
Whole bill me.
We got to fight back.
2G me.
We got to fight back.
Landlord me.
We got to fight back. We got to fight back.
The people me.
We got to fight back.
Fuck 12 me.
We got to fight back.
Fuck 12.
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 We, as y'all see, this is a new Rainbow Coalition. We coming together for black liberation at the end of the day. We not no house niggas that's gonna be running down here talking about massa. Can you get us another breadcrumb? Your motherfucking day is over. So all you other coalitions out here that's been doing that house nigga shit, we driving you motherfuckers out our community. From now on, we standing for what's right, and that's the people standing together, not selling out the people. They gonna keep on sending agents in here to provide us. They gonna keep on sending people here, we coming for your motherfucking plantation. All power to the people. All power to the people. Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Say boots on the ground.
Boots on the
I
ground.
want to end with this. As the brother Nabu said, Fred Heflin was one of the greatest leaders we ever had. 21 years old, fascinating. He was the one to first build the Rainbow Coalition of the people. That's why they assassinated him, because they never want us to come together. They want to keep black and white people divided. They want to keep Native American people in place. And us looking at them, calling them Indian givers. Listen to this. Who was the first person who came over here and took the land from them? How you gonna be an Indian giver when you came over and take somebody else's land? You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. And we gotta start to be honest about the true history of the United States. We gotta start to fight for real liberation. Not to go down here and get these little petty crumbs from this government. They've never been treating us fair. For 400 years we've been dealing with this. We say enough is enough. So I want y'all to say all power to the people.
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 Say revolution now.
Revolution now.
Say revolution now.
Revolution now.
Everybody put up their fists. We gonna repeat the words of Fred Heflin. Say, I am a revolutionary.
A revolutionary.
I am a revolutionary.
A revolutionary.
I am
I
a revolutionary.
am a revolutionary.
All power to the people.
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 We got to fight back.
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 With boots on the ground.
With boots on the ground. With boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
I want to thank everybody coming out here. If you want to
hashtag revolution to 31996, and that puts y'all in our database. We're going to be out here boots on the ground for now, and you can count on us. We're going to stand in solidarity for the community. You ain't going to be able to buy us some. You ain't going to be able to try to get us down there with the mayor and give us some motherfucking house nigga crumbs like y'all been doing some of these other motherfucking coalitions out here. We tired of those days. They've never been standing with our community. But it's a new day. All power to the people.
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 Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Everybody stack around, throw shit, get to know each other.
Hey, folks, I want to invite you all to come down to Louisville in Justice Square. We've been out there every day and every night for justice for Breonna Taylor. And until she gets it, we'll be there. Come on down, join us like we join you.
Amen. Indeed. All right, y'all. This looks like this concludes the demonstration here in downtown Indianapolis. As you heard the gentleman just say, if y'all are from the Indiana area, please do your best to try to get to Louisville. Black Indy Live. We've been in Louisville a few times, and we always want to show support to our brothers and sisters out there who are fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. As always, again, this was a demonstration held by the Indianapolis, Rainbow Coalition and the new Black Panther Party, seeking justice for Dorian Morrell, a teenager who was gunned down during the 2 nights of riots and uprisings here in downtown Indianapolis during the initial George Floyd demonstrations, which also happened here because of Drayshawn Reed, another black male who was gunned down live on Facebook. Now, the Indianapolis Rainbow Coalition is a newly formed organization. The new Black Panther Party recently has gained a larger presence here in the city. If you're interested in either getting some more information or becoming part of either the Rainbow Coalition or the Indianapolis Black Panther Party, you can contact Kwame Shakur. I believe there's also a Facebook page possibly for both of those entities. Also, you can message Black Indy Live and we'll make sure that you get get sent the right information. So again, we're going to wrap up for right now. We appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. Again, we've been broadcasting from protests and demonstrations across the country, specifically in the Midwest. and it will continue here in Indianapolis. So for right now, this is LaRon Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indy Live, the largest independent source of news for the black community in the state of Indiana, signing off. I see y'all hitting the love button, and I apologize. I know I like to shout out y'all city, so if you're still in here right now, I haven't got to do any shout outs, so let me finish with some shout outs. I saw Washington, D.C. was in here. I saw South Carolina was in here. If you still here right now, because I got to shout y'all out, put your city, you're going to get an extra special shout out. Oh, I see racist trolls. I see white supremacists. I see people hitting the love button. Come on. Let me see one city in the chat. If I see your city right now, you're going to get the extra special wrap it up shout out for your city. But I can't see right now. Is that Minneapolis, Minnesota special, super duper shout out to the originator of all the protests and demonstrations and uprising, the great state of Minnesota, the great city of Minneapolis. We are as always showing solidarity to our brothers and sisters in Minneapolis. Justice for George Floyd and all victims of police brutality. That's our super special final wrap up shout out to Minnesota, because I saw you first. This is LaRon Anderson, editor-in-chief of Black Indy Live, signing out.